Aquarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading for December-ish 2019. Pretty much I'm finding my readings are timeless, so I just put timestamps on it because I'm a fucking Virgo and I like to know what month I put them out in. But whenever you're watching it is when you're supposed to watch it. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Drawing the Circle. I am your reader for the moment. Angelo Lyons Mal, for short, the Archangel, if you like. The Archangel of Lyons, which is essentially Archangel Ariel, but whatever. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, YouTuber, apparently, and damn happy to meet you. Welcome. Please do like and subscribe to my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for watching and following along, getting closer to 1,000 subs so that I can do super live chat, which I'll probably do like at least once a week. I like interacting with people. Talking to a camera is lovely, but actually chatting back and forth is more my style. Life path, soul number 3, whatever you want to call it, communicator. Virgo monkey, monkey in the Chinese zodiac, big shock. So let's get down to business, shall we? Oh, and I'm gonna do drunk tarot once a month or so for the first couple of months. Once I hit 1,000 as a thank you to my subscribers. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Number 1. This is a general read. Not everything clicks for everybody. I get that a reading might be jolting and might, trigger you, but that means that there's some piece of truth in there. Just to immediately thumbs down. I get it, but breathe. Remember to breathe. That it's triggering something in your field, but otherwise don't try and make it fit. How you know a reading is not for you, this is my rule of thumb, is it goes meh, right? It's not high, it's not low, it's just meh, meh, right? It's pay attention to what's happening in your body, because then if something really does trigger you, brings something up, it's an opportunity to love what rises and heals. So, everything is here to help you, but I pray and bless each of the decks that I use every time I read, tuning it to the collective, really asking that it be truly helpful, right? That it be a blessing for the well-being of all, that if it triggers something, brings it up, that's the next thing in line to be loved by you, right? So just have at it. Otherwise, don't try and make it fit. I always do at least Sun, Moon, Rising signs. I throw in Venus for Path of True Love, Twin Flame, Soulmate, that kind of stuff. So check your other signs, get the puzzle pieces. This is a mystical thing, so be a detective, right? Solve the mystery as you go, clue by clue by clue. This is a Path of True Love reading, which this is about your path. Others may be indicated, but it's not about them. The Path of True Love is about you. You are the hero on the hero's journey of the path of true love. In other words, your spiritual path, your healing path, your soul's journey seen through the lenses of your relationships. And not just sexual, romantic, but there are cards in these decks that would indicate that sort of thing. So, it could be familial, it could be someone at work, but it's really about you. What is, for example, the first thing we're going to start with is a Caroline Myss Archetype card, just one, to indicate what is the soul power that you're developing on your hero's journey of the path of true love, right? What is the lead you're alchemizing into gold, which is an everyday thing, right? Every day we write the book. A little Elvis Costello for you there. Google him, millennials, brilliant artist, even with his red shoes. So this is all about you, is what I'm trying to say. And most importantly, please breathe as we do this. Please, be aware of the breath. Every inhale, I've been saying this every video because my guides are really making me aware of who our true love partner is? Our breath. Never leaves us. Even when we exhale in this life for the final time, we inhale in the next world, right? We are the breath. It is our partner. So be with the breath consciously and watch shit unfold. Watch the movie. It's a great way to watch the movie of your life. Cool? Anything else? Yeah, let's dive in. Take a deep breath. Preamble done. I now tune my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one Caroline Myss archetype, all the decks are in the bottom of the description box. Go have a look-see-duck-see. One card in clarity, a Caroline Mace archetype cards for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love, December-ish, somewhat more timeless than not, 2019. All right, the Shapeshifter. For a fixed air sign, that's a little tricky, but we will sort that out. It is the only card of its kind that I'm going to be drawing, so I will read this shadow and light, lead and gold, and then I've got some other cool stuff planned for you. Oh, and I forgot to turn the central heating off. We'll be right back. Magic clap. I really need a staff, and I don't mean the wooden kind. I have plenty of those. Let's read the Shapeshifter, and then every other card, like I said, will build upon this. You'll like this. There are only 12 cards total, and there's a past, present, future thing. You're going to love it. The shadow attribute. Projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. And you know it. It's about being fake, right? It's about wearing a mask, switching the mask. So, you know, you walk into a group of people that are talking radical political ideas, and rather than just bless them and step away, or, you know, be in your courage and speak your truth, which is not always the best decision either, just sort of agreeing with them and shape-shifting in, like camouflage, really not being authentic at all. It is a tool of deception, and sometimes it happens so quickly, right? That's an archetypal power in its shadow. If it just happens that quickly, chances are you have an empathic skill going on there, and you're picking up on the vibe, and it's sort of taking you over. So just be aware of that. It's not horrible. It's just not courageous, right? It's like not what a hero would do. It's what a villain would do. It's a really good way to look at shadow and light. So the light attribute, what you're shooting for: skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything, right? Being able to kind of, regardless of what the political decision is, remember this is path of true love, so you might be dealing with family, it is the holidays, right? Different levels of consciousness, right? So being able to navigate the high levels of consciousness when you're sort of in your own spiritual high zone, prayer, like getting ready, season of light, you know, new year, new intentions, new life, renewal, the whole Yule, right? The birth of the sun, S-U-N-S-O-N. You following me, right? And then at the same time, like being kind to people in lines, right? Navigating all of those different levels of consciousness, right? Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, higher, right? And the ability to see the potential in everything, right? The potential for kindness. Even if someone's being rude, you just silently bless them. May you be blessed with kindness. May you be blessed with courtesy. May you be blessed with the love that you need. Silently, you don't have to do it in their faces, right? So this way you're not just shape-shifting, you're jumping quantum timelines by blessing every situation, every person, every place, everything with what it needs in terms of its opposite. It's total, like, fucking covert witchcraft, right? It's like, it's just sort of cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this lovely Shapeshifter archetype card, and we are going to pull two cards, one for the lead, one for the gold, using, yes, the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. Baby Love Pack, love. Baby, that's where it's at. I kept them separated from the sound reads and from, what did I do last? I don't even remember. Oh, hey, it's such a blur. Right, and so I used the luck, the healing, and the grace decks for the what do I need reads for this new moon to full moon next. We're going to be using the problem suit for the lead and these three suits for the gold. This will be fun. I like it so far. When I read myself, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's accurate. That's how I know the spread works. If it works for me, then it works. Please breathe. Let's have some fun with this shadow. Please, my masters, one card in clarity for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for December-ish 2019. This Shapeshifter archetype. Please, an indication of what's connected to the shadow, the lead here. What's the problem? Well, defensiveness. So with that, you know, sort of taking on any image, any situation, any energy, to get over, essentially, that serves your personal agenda, right, in the moment. That's a huge part of it. Shadow always has to do with the private, hidden, or shadow agenda, right? So that you're like, if that's part of your defense mechanism, right, if your personal agenda is not to let people get too close, well, come on, you are Aquarians. You're not exactly known for snuggly wugglies, right? Not exactly known for experts of intimacy. Fixed air, the stratosphere, we get it. You see the larger picture of things. That's why in the light here, the ability to see the potential in anything. But if you've got not just your walls up, but your guns drawn, and that's sort of how you're doing it, just be aware of that, because then what are you really afraid of? Right? What are you afraid? You see, I of course, you know, like I've got amulets and talismans out the yin-yang. I mean, my house is warded like magical Fort Knox, no shit. But I trust then that anything that gets through, like over the castle wall or across the drawbridge and in, not just my home, but in my personal energy space, right, my energy field, then that's part of the divine plan. And if it hurts me, it's supposed to hurt me so that I can grow and heal and learn. Look, that sucks. That's the divine plan, but we grow through suffering. I didn't make it that way. I wouldn't have written the rule that way, trust me. If you know me, you know that's true. So let's get you some gold here. My masters, please, one card in clarity. For this Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, shapeshifter archetype on the path of true love, please, can we get an indication, a clue, a tip, a hint, a piece of grace, a piece of luck, or a piece of healing? For the gold side, the light part of this shapeshifter, see grace. To see the grace, to tune to the grace. Grace is a divine substance. I wrote a book called Words of Grace. I'm a professional witch. It's an ebook. You can watch it on the very device you're watching me on now. Go to my website. The link is in the description box below. Grace. Oh, I learned. Oh my God, I learned. I mean, we all know, you know, saying grace, right? God is great. God is good. Thank you, God, for this food, which I always got in trouble for because it's not. That prayer is not in perfect rhyme, right? I used to get. I'm such a wordsmith. We all know grace that way, but grace is the breath of God. Grace is the truth of who we are. It's a divine substance that is always available to us, but if we don't know about it, right? So imagine shapeshifting, kind of navigating these fields, these quantum fields, just being a channel of grace, right? Blessing everybody that if they're not being loving, what is not love is a call for love, A Course in Miracles, right? Bless you. May you be blessed with love. You don't have to say it. Now, you're Aquarians, you may wanna, right? A lot of you may very well be, you know, that second wave, more divine, masculine, social justicers wanting to burn the house down in protest, and that's fine if that's really where you're coming from. But that doesn't really change the energy pattern too much, right? To bless them, may you be blessed with compassion, may you be blessed with understanding. Then from that place, go forward in your protest, right? To do this with grace and maybe not have your dukes up so much, which, you know, not that you can't do it. Of course you can. It's what we've been trained to do for thousands of years. But if you really want to move into fifth dimensional unity consciousness, which is really what the path of true love is, it's the training ground for, right, into the green lawns of fifth dimensional unity consciousness, heaven on earth, whatever you want to call it, well, then use your relationships. You can be camoed, you can be camouflaged, you can keep yourself safe, your boundaries clear, and bless from afar or silently, right? May you be blessed with all that you need, because no one is narcissistic, no one is abusive, no one is neglectful, because their hearts are healed. Let's get you 3 cards down, a past, a present, and a future, with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot for where you are, where you've been, where you are, and where you're going on the path of true love, and then we will clarify with the Mythic Tarot. Yes. Surprise, a timeline. Are you listening, Brenda? My goddesses, please. Oh, now, Athena, she sits in the throne. She shares it with Heracles, so we have one for goddess, one for god on this one. So please, my goddesses, Athena in particular, one card in the past, where has this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign been on the path of true love relative to this reading? Okay, where are they now? Where are they now? Where are these Aquarians now on the path of true love? Don't worry, I'm going to show you what they are. Ooh. And where are they going? Where are they headed? Keeping in mind the quantum, keeping in mind the flexibility and self-correcting nature of the divine plan. Where are they headed on the path of true love? Okay. I'm going to read these and then we will clarify. So where you've been, I love this card, Clay Woman. 3 of Pentacles, building something, taking the dirt beneath your feet, making something beautiful and practical through process, right? I love this card. But keep in mind, she's still sculpting the clay. It hasn't been put in the kiln yet, hasn't been fully baked. So to me, this is like, oh, like I made the best. Well, it was a vegetable soup, but I threw some chicken in at the last second. So good, but I had everything I needed. Like I went food shopping, got one of those little things that they have all the things you need to make soup, because I'm not going to buy a whole thing of parsnips for one soup. I love parsnips, though. I'm a really good cook. I'm not a chef. I'm a good cook. My mom taught me, right? So I like have all my stuff, and it's cutting it up. It's that process, but, you know, it still has to cook for at least an hour. Right? Bring it to a boil and let it simmer for an hour, right? On low. So that's where you've been on the path of true love with all of this. It's like you've been getting yourself together. You've been getting your fingers in the clay. You've been getting into the stability, but the initial completion, a 3, a stable foundation from which to build. So good. Good. Sort of like getting your shit together. Where you are now, I love this card. This is, well, called the card of celebration, but in the traditional tarot, this would be the card of judgment, revelation. Because if you look at the card, I know you probably can't see it if you're watching on a cell phone, but it is a picture of a woman's gathering, right? They're all circle dancing around a central point. It looks like they're out in the mountains somewhere. But if you look differently, they're dancing on the belly of the great Mother Gaia herself. And it's like, oh. So something's being revealed to you, right? So much about the card of judgment, a card of revelation, right? The full moon, seeing something clearly for what it is, or at least a higher perspective, like the difference between horizontal and vertical, right? To see it from above. And I always say, Aquarians, fixed area, the stratosphere. Yeah, sometimes you're all aloof as fuck, but that's pulling back. If you can go transcendental, if you can see things from a higher dimensional consciousness, like from what would love do, right? Like there's so many ways into that, prayer, meditation. And if you're watching my channel, something's calling you towards the spiritual path, or you're pretty much balls to the wall in, right? It's like, I am spirit. Everything is spiritual path, path of true love. Just another way of looking at it. Because then where you go in the future here, yes, it's court card, Aries. It says right on the card, Aries. This may be a person, but this might also be about you really having something revealed to you where then you go and love self, right? First house, the self, the personality, the ego, to integrate the ego through love, through embracing it without letting it drive, without letting it corrupt the entire file system. You know, we've been fighting the ego for thousands of years now to realize that it's an inflamed nervous system. It's the collective pain. It's the collective unfinished emotional baggage of humanity, right? And that we all have a piece of it, and we all came in to heal it, but we do that through loving it, like a wounded child giving way to the divine child, the innocent, sweet heart. Your heart is your inner child. And within its core is the seed of the higher self that then manifests into physical form, the truth of who we are. So there's a lot to unpack there. But what I love about this, and we'll see what cards clarify it, is that at the end of the day, it's simple. It's just not easy. Loving yourself, loving what rises, giving voice to the unfinished business without, you know, doing unto others what was done unto us is incredibly hard. But that's the journey. Simple need not imply easy. Course in Miracles. A lot of Course in Miracles stuff coming through today. Go fig. Right. Let's get some clarifiers using the lovely Mythic Tarot. Oh my gods, Heracles. He's so buff. Oh, your 12 labors wearing that lion skin. You know my last name is Lyons. Wear me like a skin. It's a little gross. He's so beautiful. All the gods are. You know, people call Hephaestus the ugly god. Not to me, he's not. People are afraid of Hades. He's gorgeous. To me, he appears Michael Hutchins, circa 1988, with long pin straight black hair. Oh, my gods, my gods. So my gods, Heracles in particular. One card. Please clarify this Three of Pentacles, the clay woman, for this Aquarian collective where they've been on the path of true love. All right, well, you know, Nine of Pentacles, typically seen as a single woman. Here we've got King Midas, right? Everything he has touched has turned to gold, but he alone, right? So yeah, you really do have all your ducks in a row. You really have gotten yourself to this place of not just an initial stability, but to clarify that, it's like independence. Now, I'm not getting that toxic independence. Oh, it's so funny. It's 1:11 p.m. 1111. So like the here, first sign, 111, right? Independence, but alignment, right? You know, good on your own, not so toxic, not so needy, not so dependent. Independent, but still in the beginning working stages of that still, but coming along. I would say coming along really well, considering this is where you are right now, this place of revelation. Let's have a look. Please, my gods, Heracles in particular, please clarify this card of judgment, of celebration, where they are on their path of true love right now. The King of Wands, Aries. This is your next card, the Aries. So there is something here being revealed about the self. Now, if there is somebody with some kind of Aries placement going on in this revelation, because sometimes that's the mirror, right? Maybe someone who is in the shadow so fucking narcissistic that it kind of keys you in and you start to see, oh my God, that's what this is. Now, I know I've been talking a lot about narcissism lately, overt, covert, because it's so in the zeitgeist and has been for a while, but not for me personally. Why? Because I was dealing with covert narcissists and it takes a fuckload long time to figure that out when it's covert, because they're just not coming at you hammer and tongs, right? They're sneaky. They've got all the highest toxicity of your regular overt narcissist, but sneaky as fuck, deceptive, and play the victim card and the martyr card at the drop of a hat. Fucking vampires, right? Bless them, right? Because they're in pain too. But if that's what's being revealed to you and it's triggering you, that it's saying look within yourself, because why do we attract, I'm not even want to say it that way. Why are we contracted with narcissists? So that we heal us. It's a very twin flame relationship, right? So many of us are in these twin flame contracts with narcissists so that we do for ourselves what we want them to do, which is to self-reflect, which is to love themselves, which is to heal themselves. I'll do twin flame. No, I'm going to do soulmates after this series. I'm not ready to do twin flame. It takes me path of true love and soulmate reads to get ready for those fucking twin flames, because I'll go watch the video I did clarifying twin flames, soulmates, and true lovers. And I'll do the true lovers collective eventually. I'm just not ready for that one either. So considering we've got the King of Wands, Aries, and the Maiden of Blades, Aries, two different decks, let's look at where you're going, shall we, my aqua lungs? Breathe, my aqua lungs. My gods, please, one card in clarity for this Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Where are they going on the path of true love with this Aries energy ahead of them? All right, well, we've got another court card here, but probably because it's the Knight of Pentacles, which is the Virgo card, we're talking about healing and occupation, right? Health and occupation. That what you're occupied with affects your health, and your health affects what you're occupied with. It's both ways. This is about self-healing then. This is about really where you're going next is perhaps, this is a card of revelation. This might take you a while to integrate. It's like in that movie Postcards from the Edge, which the book is amazing. He says to Suzanne Vale, the director, says, in movies, you have a revelation and then instantly life changes. In life, it's not like that. In real life, you have a realization, a revelation, and then months down the line, time goes by, life changes. Now, I think things have accelerated since that book and that movie. Carrie Fisher is one of my spirit guides. Of course she is. Why wouldn't she be? I love her. She loves me. So, you know, when that sort of thing comes in, it's like she suffered so much, but was so brilliant with what she did, that it is our suffering that brings out our greatness, right? Like, what's the difference between a hero and a villain? Well, they both suffer, but it's what they do with it. Right? Do they do unto others as was done unto them? Or do they take what was done unto them and use it to alchemize the lead into gold? To become, if you will, superhuman. Take your time. No rush. Heal yourself. Do what needs to be done. Because, you know, nothing here is specifically screaming, by the way, romantic sexual. So this could just be about you being your own soulmate. At the time of this reading, past, present, future. Let's ask the angels. My angels, just one card in clarity, please, an overview of this Aquarian. There you are, collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign on the path of true love. Timeless, but kind of focused on December-ish 2019. My angels, please, broad stroke. A celestial POV from my angels, please, for this Aquarian collective on the path. It's all about power. Taking your power back, loving your power, your love, balancing power with your love and your wisdom, because it takes all three. All right? So, love without wisdom or power is a fucking car wreck. Love with power and no wisdom, no great. I mean, that may be a fun weekend, but no, right? And love with wisdom and no power is just like, meh. It'll happen when it's supposed to. No, you gotta balance all three. The angels are saying this is about your power, about you healing your power. Hence, look to this. Look to this defensiveness, because this is a power. Right? This ability to shapeshift, it is an archetypal soul power. For you to alchemize it into that, you know, ability to see potential in everything, which is a very Aquarian skill, I'd think. Keep that in mind, right? This is about you developing a soul power. For you to see the divine in everybody. For you to see the soul, the beauty, the true self, perhaps, behind the demon Narcissus. Let's ask the higher selves. Whispers of love. Here we go. Oh, this was Doreen Virtue healing with the Angels Oracle. Oh, the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity, a whisper of love. For this Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love. Good catch, timeless, but semi-focused around December 2019 for who needs it that way. Please, what say you, the higher selves of all involved? The whisper of love. Love who you are. It's all about self-love. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. And what they're giving me is this image, really clairvoyant, of you sort of like pretending like you're going to be your guardian angel. Like you're just going to like hover above yourself and talk to yourself. And I love you. Like that's all it is. I love you. I love you. Like I have to do it. You have to give yourself the love you want from others, because they can't until you do, right? You're just not at that wavelength. Very well, they might be giving you the love that you want, but not in a way that you see it and that can receive it, because it's like radio frequencies. You're not tuned to it. So this is totally, right? You are a divine and wonderful person. You are divine. Your soul incarnates over and over and over, and we can even meta incarnate into the same life, the same personality over and over and over and over again, making wiser choices each time. Love yourself. Take the time to do that. I mean, that's why I think we've got so much of the Aries influence here, that it's really more about yourself, but that doesn't mean that someone selfish and narcissistic can't be in your energy field. And what would you want them to do? Get your shit together. All right, well, I'm going to do what I want them to do, and I'm going to bless them with the opposite of what it is that they're giving out. So what's the opposite of narcissism, right? Well, we could start with maybe blessed with empathy, and you can do it maybe blessed with empathy. Well, you'll keep at it. As you love yourself more, you're going to get that. Why they're not empathic. And I don't mean intuitively. Why they don't have empathy for other people's pain is because in order for them to feel the empathy for other people's pain, they would have to feel their own, which they are so terrified of. Everything else on top of that is a mask. Right? So there's the persona, the mask, the first face. Second, the hidden wound, hidden even unto them. They don't even want to know it's there. That's why they have to keep the mask going. But the third face is the divine child, the higher self. Right? So may they be blessed with all that they need to heal. But now you do what you want them to do. That's the quantum. Bless yourself with what they need. That's how we implode the illusion of separation. That's unity consciousness. That's what works. Let's put these aside, and we're getting one more card down for you from the Journey of Love Oracle. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I'm reading it from the book. You'll see why. Otherwise, I have to go on for 5 minutes explaining why. You'll see why. Breathe. We start with the collective pantheons. We end with the collective pantheons. Please, my collective of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity, in summation, for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love, timeless, but shooting around December 2019, December-ish. Where are they? Where are they on the path of true love? Her grace. Her grace. Card number 17. 7 and 1 makes 8. Oh, opened right to it. This one isn't terribly long, but this is in 3 parts. First talks about the card. Second tells you what the oracle is saying. Third, a poem. Please breathe, and if you like, take a moment. Close your eyes. And listen. Focus, be the breath. Her grace. The goddess is awakening within your life. It may be within your own body, within a sensual deepening of relationship with your own body or with the body of another, through expanding creativity, a sudden burst of feeling that you cannot logically explain, a desire to move, to dance, to express yourself, to sing, to write music, to draw, to play in nature, to swim, and to collect shells and lie on your back in the moonlight, gazing at the stars, with lots of run-on sentences. Sorry, I am a Virgo. Let her reach you. She is calling to you from ancient times, calling you to allow her more deeply into your life. Celebrate the divine feminine. She is coming to life for you. Whether man or woman, your life is about to be touched by her never to be the same again. And by the way, what is the light? You got grace. You literally got the grace card in the grace suit of grace. And this is her grace. That's why I love summation with this. This oracle brings you a message. There is a woman who brings divine blessing into your life who is trying to connect with you more deeply. The blessing may be one that is obvious or one that is hidden in a challenge. The woman may be your own body, right? Even if you're in a masculine body this time, doesn't mean that, of course, the divine feminine, it's in everything, right? Half of everything. This woman may be your own body if you are female, or your own inner feminine if you are male. Absolutely, I consider myself a divine feminine predominantly. It may be a spiritual or physical being, right? And it could be an actual person, could be a spiritual being, the great mother, your lover, your sister, your dearest friend. It may be a woman as yet unknown to you, but who holds a soul contract with you, an agreement predestined to awaken you. The empowerment will come to you not by rejecting what is offered by this feminine presence, but by embracing it and finding your truth through it. This is exciting because it means you are growing. You are entering into the feminine temples of wisdom and finding a home there, which is absolutely about loving the child of the heart, loving what arises within you. Just Google Matt Kahn. Go. He's better at saying it than I am. But boy, do I fucking do it, and boy, do I fucking feel it. And bam, does it show up in the cards, right? The poem, we're not done, and then we'll do overview. I was born before our time, and yet my time with you is something new. For you awaken in me a spirit that was longing for release, waiting for your touch. I thought I was safe to stay inside the boundaries and walls I carried within me. Defensiveness. You touched all of me, and we walked outside the lines together. Shall we do a little quickie summation here? Say it with me, my beautiful aquariums. Magic clap. We start with the shapeshifter in its shadow, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Keep an eye on your personal agenda. What is the agenda you wouldn't want anybody to know about as you're going about your life on the path this month, right? Light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything, and that's truly an Aquarian thing, right? That's like seeing the potential, power, light, wisdom, love, all of that wherever you go. Now, the shadow, what's keeping you in that shadow, what's attached to it is the problem card of defensiveness, that you're doing it because you don't feel safe. So really address that feeling of call it what it is, insecurity inside of you that you're trying to protect. Hear it out. Let it have its voice as you alchemize it into the light attribute by seeing grace everywhere, by seeing everything that you need to help you heal this inner and outer already given, but you may have to move past some of those walls of defensiveness, particularly if there is a wall around your own inner pain that is calling to be the next in line to be loved. In your past, present, future here, we've got the Three of Pentacles in the Daughters of the Moon with the Nine of Pentacles in the Mythic Tarot, really saying that you're coming from a stable, independent place, but still getting your hands in the clay, right? Still molding, still shaping, not quite at a 10, but at a 3. The clay is on the pedestal. You are molding it. The kiln is heating up, but literally taking what you have around you, that all that you need, it really is. It's very, very reiterated here, that you already have the ingredients, everything that you need to move forward here. That's where you were, obviously where you are now. We've got the card of celebration and revelation in the Daughters of the Moon with the King of Wands. That either like a truth, something is revealed around some sort of Aries character in your life, does not need to have any zodiacal connection planetarily to Aries, but certainly a King of Wands energy, which, let's face it, in its shadow is narcissistic, is a narcissist, usually overt. But with something revealed, maybe there is something covert revealed to you here, or something within yourself that calls for love, or perhaps a bit of your own divine self, your higher self, that igniting flame at the core of the castle of your soul, that everlasting eternal flame, the truth of who you are, really that sense of self, the one in the hologram of the I, the individual self that holds the totality. Really, that's what the higher self is. Some sort of revelation in that way, and a celebration of that, which leads you forward down the path eventually to, again, more of this Aries energy, but with that Knight of Pentacles, right? Grounding it, bringing it into action, being occupied, healing, sort of very much, because you know there are beehives in this card, so it is that process of, you know, gathering and collecting and building the combs, and it's slow and steady wins the race. But out of pollen, which a lot of people are allergic to, and nectar, comes this amazing healing antibiotic, antiviral, never spoils golden substance, golden elixir called honey. It does take time, what a Virgo process that is. The angels are talking about really a refinement of power here. Really healing your own power, taking back your own power, and to love who you are, say the higher selves, right? You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer, and that's just true of everybody, but now is your opportunity to really, here's the word, realize it. Not just have it revealed to you, but to make it real. You put I-Z-E behind any word, it's essentially bringing it into action, right? To realize it, to make this real, to bring it into form. And with her grace, that there is grace all around you. really, with that shapeshifter thing, that archetype, this soul power, ability to see the potential in everything, see how everything is a grace, everything is a gift, and you are worthy, without question, of the very best of it all, but all through the divine feminine, either, you know, a woman coming into your life, your own physical body, your own inner female, the goddess herself, but certainly the divine receptive, the divine feminine, offering the unconditional love that only we can give ourselves in this particular spread. So there you have it, my Aquarian collective. Very, very powerful read. I mean, for a Path of True Love read, this is putting you in the seat of power, just not through the ordinary means, right? Not power over, power to love, to heal the self, to love the pain that has not been felt within you. And do keep in mind that if you were dealing with someone really narcissistic, controlling, gaslighting, manipulative, deceptive, do for yourself what you want them to do. I'm telling you, it is how we implode. It's how we even break family patterns. Do for yourself what your parents would never do for themselves, right? Like, love themselves. Whatever it is, right? See that, because it seems like you, with this shapeshifter, have the ability to sort of see the potential in all of that. It's like, well, if I do that, then what I would want that one to do is that. All right, let me take a step towards doing, right? And it's a game changer for you. And it puts you back in a seat of true divine power. Cool, cool. What a kick-ass reading. I love you all so very much. Please do like and subscribe if you have not yet. It was my pleasure reading for you. And may the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love. Timeless, but at least for now, December 2019. And so it is. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed, my darlings. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.